Hello and oh my. Hello. Huh. Guess I haven't heard my voice today. Hello. I am Phyllis. I am the founder of Champs Mind, which is a hair care framework for natural hair. And today I'm going to be discussing how often should you be washing 4C natural hair or just washing natural hair period, but I emphasize the 4C because I mean black natural hair. Different textures of hair require different frequencies of washing, and so you might be wondering, why is that the case? So first of all, if you have like a really thick curl pattern, aka the fours and the C's of us, oils don't travel down curls as easily, right? Like if you think of like a spiral slide versus something straight, if you were to drop it, literally, like think of like a curly straw versus a straight straw. If you were to drop oil through a straight straw, it's just going to travel straight down. If you were to drop oil through a curly straw, now it has to go around and around and around, which it means that there's more for it to travel and it's going to take longer for it to get down the same length. So that can lead to more dryness. And then thinking about the curl pattern again, every bend in the curl is an opportunity for it to break. If you have something straight, like some tension has to be put on a certain part for it to break. But then if you have something bent, like every bend is an opportunity for something to break. And so that's also why we can end up with more breakage. I say we because under these twists, I got full C natural hair myself. And so wash day, if you think about what wash day is, aka the day that you are washing your hair, which we have now trademarked into wash day as a community. Wash day is detangling your hair, scrubbing your hair, combing your hair, separating sections, styling it, which are all manipulating it, which are all giving more opportunities for breakage, right? So then all of that contributes to a lower wash frequency than other hair textures. And so if you have straight hair and your hair watching this, I am sorry to say, gasp. Yes, I don't wash my hair every day. That's also part of the reason why there's running jokes in our community about things like overhead showers, like the ones that come straight from the ceiling, because it's like, bro, this isn't supposed to be going on my hair as a black person. I know this was made for non-black folks, because why is the water coming straight above my head? I'm not washing my hair today. So when you think about how often should you wash natural 4C hair, some people wash weekly or even daily. I know that there's some 4C natural ladies out there, and men, I don't want to be genderist, who are washing their hair daily, even though that's on the rare occasion for our hair type. And then, other folks are doing it monthly or just like between protective styles. So how often do you know? How do you know how often to wash your natural hair? So signs that you should wash it. It smells. If your hair stinks, as with many things in life, if it smells bad, you should probably do something about it. Take out the part that smells bad, right? So if it smells bad, or if your scalp is itching or experiencing a lot of flakes, right? So some of us have more dandruff than others, or your hair products stop working because you have so much product in your hair that it can't even get through all the heavy buildup. Those are signs that, hey, it's time. It's time. Some things to think about with the itching, like itching can happen for different reasons. So it's not always itching means wash your hair. Like you could have literally just got your braids done and it's itching today. Does that mean wash it? No, you just washed it yesterday before you went to go get your braids done. But the smell for sure, the buildup for sure are signs, right? So like if you're scratching your hair and it's like all this stuff in your scalp, time to wash. And so the different cadences for that can be weekly, right? If you've heard of co-washing, which is washing with conditioner, some co-washing folks like to do it on a weekly basis. Some people do it every other week. Some people do it monthly if they have protective styles in, or even less frequently than that, literally quarterly, depending on how long you're keeping your protective style in. Hello. And so that really just depends on you, right? Like don't let anyone tell you how often you should be washing your hair, because it depends on a lot of factors. For example, how often are you oiling your scalp? If you're oiling it more often, you're putting products that build up on it more often, which means you're gonna have to wash it faster, right? If you're working out a lot, which means you're building up sweat, another reason to wash it more often. If you're just using the products in general, not necessarily oil, but any products, sprays, edge gels, all these other products, what do you think is happening when you put them on there? They don't magically get rid of themselves. They just keep piling on your head. So keep that in mind. It's a combination of how many products you're using, your own scalp, right? Some of our scalps need to be washed more frequently. Like some of our scalps get more irritated, right? Like if you think, look at my skin, like at the end of the day, your scalp is skin. So if you look at my face, someone who has a different skincare routine can have skin that looks very different. And if I were to do their skin routine, my skin would still look like this, because it's not actually the routine that's making the difference, but just our genetics and how our skin takes care of itself. So your scalp, just like the skin on my face, your scalp might have a different cadence of cycling through oils, or different level of excreting oil or excreting sweat, or all these other factors. So you don't necessarily have to blindly follow what somebody else is saying about how often you need to be washing your hair. So something to keep in mind is that if you are co-washing, I mentioned co-washing earlier, some people do that weekly. If you are co-washing and you're only co-washing, then you are missing the point of washing. The reason we co-wash is because we want to be keeping moisture in and a little gentler while still like washing stuff out of our hair. But at some point you really do need a clarifying wash, a clarifying shampoo. So what is a clarifying wash? A clarifying wash is like, I'll call it the deep cleaners of shampoo. Like if you're building all this stuff up on your scalp and you're co-washing, which is a conditioner washing your hair, you're not actually scrubbing everything out. Like you're physically scrubbing it, but you're not cleansing everything out on like a chemical level, because you're just applying more conditioner, which is another product. At some point you need a clarifying shampoo, which is going to really clean everything out of there, right? So look into a good clarifying shampoo, but don't use this all the time, because a clarifying shampoo is very stripping. Part of the reason, again, why we are washing our hair less frequently than other folks is because it is very stripping, and our hair is already prone to dryness because of the oils not traveling all the way down our hair. So keep in mind, if you are using a clarifying shampoo, you're doing this because there's buildup, not just all the time, not daily, weekly, if anything like monthly, so that you are just doing it when there's product buildup that you need to clear out, not because it's time for me to wash my hair, let me use this clarifying shampoo. I use two different shampoos. I use a normal standard shampoo, and then I use a clarifying shampoo on special wash days. So for example, after I take down a protective style, so that's less frequent, monthly, quarterly, etc. And then the regular shampoo is even less frequent than the co-wash. So if you think about the order, it's like the most frequent thing is probably going to be your co-wash if you do that. Next frequent thing is your regular shampoo, because it is still stripping of oils. And then the least frequent thing you're going to do is a clarifying shampoo, which is just there to get all the buildup out. So how do you pick a shampoo? As I mentioned, shampoo is harsh. The whole point of shampoo is that it's cleaning everything off your hair, including your natural oils, which is why you have to condition right after you shampoo. It's like, yay, we cleaned everything, but girl, if you leave me like this, I'm gonna be dry. So what is a good shampoo? I love acronyms as the Champs Mind founder. A way I try to remember what I should look for in shampoo is it is SSAP free, SAP free with two S's. And SAP here means sulfate, silicone, alcohol, and paraben. You might be like, girl, there ain't no alcohol, ain't no tequila in my shampoo. Yes, of course, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you look at the ingredients list, you want to make sure your shampoo does not have sulfates, silicones, alcohol, and paraben, and they are in the order of danger. So the most dangerous thing to your hair is sulfates. If you have something that has alcohol and paraben, it's like, okay, fine. But you really, really, really want to make sure you have a sulfate-free shampoo. And usually, because brands know that, they literally write that on the front. And if not, you can read through the ingredients and make sure it's not in there. Another thing to keep in mind is the reason we're washing our hair is because of all the product buildup. So only use as much product as you need, and don't over oil your scalp thinking you're gonna make your hair grow faster. Yes, the oil is helping your hair grow by keeping moisture in, but it's also, there's trade-offs, and the trade-off is you're adding more product to your scalp that now needs to be cleaned. So the thing to keep in mind is that your hair is a fiber and your scalp is skin, and they need different things. So as you are oiling and oiling and oiling your hair to keep it moisturized, you're also creating buildup on your scalp that you now have to clean. So don't over oil your scalp to the point where now you need to wash it more and more often, because that's defeating the purpose. But you do want to oil enough to keep your hair moisturized. And then don't trust random people on the internet, including me, to tell you what to do with your hair. Like, feel it out. Is it itchy? Is it smelly? Is it products stop working because there's buildup? Listen to your body, listen to your hair. Like, if you think about diet and exercise, we could all have the exact same diet and exercise and our bodies would still look different. Why is that? Because we are different. Yes, there's some baseline things that are similar. For example, you need to hydrate, you need to weight lift, but what that looks for you in your life, you need to use discernment to figure that out. But I'm pretty sure the answer is not going to be daily, and you don't have to believe me on that, because I literally just told you don't blindly follow internet advice. Try it for yourself. Watch what happens when you wash your hair every day. First of all, you tired of it. Tired of it. You're like, why am I washing this again? Part one. Part two, you're probably not putting enough product back in to condition and moisturize and hydrate after you shampoo it. So now your hair's gonna get drier. But if you can balance those two together, cool. Maybe daily washing works for you. I don't know why you'd go out of your way to do more work, but if you want to, that's cool. And then another thing that people mistakenly believe is thinking that hair grows faster or healthier the less you wash it. As I mentioned, buildup can get in the way of growth. It can even cause acne up here, because at the end of the day, your scalp is skin, so you're clogging your pores the more you let it go on and on and on. So the lack of washing is not because not washing your hair is healthy, it's because not drying your hair out and not tangling it and manipulating it, which is causing breakage on a regular basis, is the healthy part. So if you can balance those factors, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. So determine it for you. And so when you think about healthy 4C hair, it's like balancing the scalp health with the moisture, with the retention. It's not like one secret thing fixes everything. It's all about them being balanced together. And the best routine is the one that keeps your scalp, which is skin, and your hair, which is fiber, which have different needs, manageable without damage or breakage. And remember, most of us are already growing hair. Like, a very small fraction of the population has hair that isn't growing. It's not that your hair isn't growing, it's that it's breaking faster than it's growing, and the wash frequency can contribute to that. So you want to be able to actually retain the length that you're growing, because your hair is probably growing. Keep in mind that all of this advice is based off of my lived experience. I got 4C hair under here somewhere. This is my protective style of protective style of the season. I'm not God. Duh. And you should never blindly trust what random people tell you about how to live your life or what to do with your body and your choice and your health. So use discernment and do what's best for you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I missed or you disagree with. And each one teach one. Let's learn together. Bye.